Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry I didn't do the video yesterday. I'm still not up to par. Whatever is happening, it's really hurting. And I have a little energy right now. I've been sleeping or in my bed or on my couch because I spend all night trying to peeing. Whatever this is has me peeing. As soon as my bladder gets a little full, the pain is outright. It's crazy. It's crazy. So today we are doing, I'm part of Rachel and Bella's design team for the month of May. And we're using her kit, Get Your Chic On, which is a beautiful kit. I own several of her kits. I bought two last month that I have to finish doing what I wanted to do with those. And then I bought this one, but I bought other ones of hers. In fact, I was hoping, I almost forgot to bring something. I'm hoping they're still close by where I put them. I found them last night, and then I'm not sure where I put them. I think that might be her kit. No, I do not think so. But anyways, it's something I'm going to show you anyways in a few minutes. So I'm part of her design team and Get Your Chic On. The other day we did this beautiful pocket, and I used her papers, and it was a paper bag pocket. So I have that ready, and these were just tags I already had ready, so I thought, and they match because some of the paper that I used in this, she's as well used in designing of this this kit. My thoughts are. And I had done this pocket as well. I just haven't finished. I got the journal card done. I might, I just need to, wherever I decide to put it. It's a double pocket. And I made it into a double top pocket. This will end up sitting behind, and then and that's to go on there. But then I need something for this front pocket. So I haven't finished decorating this, but I might stick this in the front pocket. We're going to see. But that's going to go in when I put it in the journal. Now, however, I got to do it. I'm having a little, I'm trying to decide paper-wise which way I'm going to go with this. So I haven't finished covering the journal, and for that, I will try to do that over the weekend. I'm going to try to do another video over the weekend too, because May is coming to an end and I'm leaving, so I want to do a few videos for Rachel because I had the pleasure of being able to be on her design team. So I've gotten the flip-flop journal almost covered, and I got to get the papers. So I'm going to work on that. I just have, because of not feeling so good, my energy level, haven't done much, and I have orders for my store. So what we're going to do, I haven't finished decorating this yet, but she calls these little tablets, and it's like a little notepad. Now, she nicely sewed hers in. I don't have a sewing machine. I stapled mine. I put some lace. I had difficulty with this. I am not good with an X-Acto knife, so mine turned out really wonky. When we do one, hopefully it'll turn out better. And I didn't decorate it fully yet because I think the things, I know I'm going to be putting this here just underneath the line. And I thought I took some of her stuff from her kit and made little ones, but I think because I didn't make this too wide and I went too down, I lost too much space here. So that's something I got to work on. This is my first one I made, so let's hope the second one turns out a bit better, but it's still pretty. It's just the things I made that I downsized to go on it are going to be a little too small unless I trim them up a lot. So that's the only thing. Let me just quickly we'll see, and then and this is done with a tag, and I'm using her tags from the kit, But if you do it, you could use any tag. In fact, I love these so much. I want it very narrow. And I made one side a little too narrow. But see, it's a little too big for here. Unless I just put the flower and trim it right off. So I got to play around with what I'm going to put there now because I did that. So let's make one because I wanted to do not only this little one, show you, but I thought if I have enough time, I'll show you some of my other favorite little notepads to make. Now she calls this a tablet. And I gotta have a fun stand with that. Easy tablets. And this is a part of her, I think it's her daily challenge, her 100 days. This is number 69. I haven't done a lot of them. I'm bad for that. I watch them. Oh, I have a muscle cramp in my leg. Sorry, guys, I gotta stand. I think this cramping in my stomach has everything so out of my legs. I keep getting muscle cramps all through my legs. And I'm drinking water, trust me, guys. So much water. So let's get on with this. So what you will need, I'm just going to put that there and I will decorate it, I promise. And I thought I put, oh, this is 2 of her tags from the kit. And the kit is just, it's beautiful. Now see, and the nice thing, it's got that nice background. So basically, and I didn't worry about covering the back of it. She didn't. So I'm not going to worry about it. I always think that you can never have any white. Now I'm going to try to maybe go a little higher on it this time. I think where I'm going wrong is when I'm folding this over. So I'm going to fold that there. And again, I'm just eyeballing it. So that's all you're doing is taking the tag. And the nice thing, because these tags have that nice lip, right? The only thing I'm going to do is I'm not doing a dark. You always have white when you photocopy. So I'm just going to go along the edge here very lightly. I don't want a lot of inking, but just so that white edge isn't super stand out when we fold everything over. See how it is when we do this. I'm just going to pop my glasses down because I think I just need to, because I free hand cut these out, right? I should use but my cutter I need to get blades for, and I keep saying that, and then something else catches my attention, and oh, that's more fun than blades, and when blades are necessary. Now, the way she did this is she took a pencil and a ruler, and she kind of, I think I had to go a little higher is my problem with it. You're going to see me fumble through this. I guess maybe as I should use my X-Acto knife. I think it's a bad X-Acto knife. So maybe I need to find a better X-Acto knife. This is the only one my dollar store had. So I'm trying to slit that. Let's see if that worked out better. Earlier I was trying to rush it to get it done so I'd have a sample because I was watching her video because I'm up all night going to the bathroom. Normally I get up twice a night. Well, twice, you know, usually around 2, 3 in the morning, and then I get up around 7 or 8 in the morning, go to the bathroom. But right now I'm going, I need sometimes up to 6 times during the night, so I'm not getting good rest. So I've been sleeping in longer than usual. Okay, this time it worked better. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. So there we go. I just took my time and I did a better job this time. Sometimes the first time is always like that, right? When we're learning something new. And so then, of course, this might fit better on it. I might cut more of the leaves off. We'll see. We're going to play with that. I will attach her video for this as well. Then you're going to need some paper. I want one more sheet in there. I'm going to use this. Let me see if I can, if this piece of scrap I have sitting here will work. Yep, it'll work. So she only put 3 in, and that's all I did because I don't really want it bulky because I'm going to add it into the pocket. So I'm not going to make it bulky at all. I'm going to try to keep it as neat, and basically fold it whatever way you want. Doesn't really matter. And then you fold them in half. So basically I went in when I was doing the first one, I went in and kind of measured, right? And then I folded it, and I played around with when I folded it, because you want to make sure you're able to put your flaps up, right? So I might have to trim, because of course when you put them inside each other, sometimes what I do is do this so that I know I'm getting a good crease. And I'm just going to kind of trim up the bottom here. And that might help with that bulky. There, perfect. You can see how easy this is, and it's not time consuming as it at all. And then she took and if you have a sewing machine, that's great. I don't. And she just sewed it along there, and it looked really pretty. Now I don't have that, but I'm fortunate because I have a stapler, and I don't even have to, let me get that in. I'm very picky on getting it properly in because I like my staples on the outside. Ooh, look at that. My fingers are saying, whoop, they're not coordinating. I wonder if I paper clipped just it like this, just to hold it while I staple it. That might help me out with these fumbling fingers today. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Maybe do it, paper clip it right onto the thing. Be even better. That way you do what works best for you, because these fingers today are fumbling. And I only put 2, so I kind of went in from each side, and I just stapled them. So then I'm just going to give that a crease, and we're going to put that up, and I'm just going to give that a crease again, and that goes. I'm never going to get that in because of the way my hands are today. There we go. And look how pretty that is. Pika's come to join us. Okay, baby. Over there or over here. One of the two. Come on. Make your choice where you're going to be. Over here. Pika. Pika. Are you going up to the window? Make up your mind. Over here. Sit down. We go through this when the video first starts. Put your bum down. I don't want to look at you, bum. She is, because I'm on here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to find a lace. I just grabbed a simple one. Now I think I'm going to change up my lace because I don't like it as much once I put it on. So I have a lace I should have pulled out. Oh, I just knocked all my... I thought it was nice and simple here. Just grabbing a few to play with, see which one I like. So, oh Pika, oh baby, come on over here and sit down. She'll do this for a few minutes, guys, and then she'll go. First I thought this one, but because it's scalloped on the top, I'm not sure how it will look. Let's see. I'm going to get a floppy tail in my face. doesn't work. Oh no, I threw the pin somewhere. There it is. There we go. Pin that back. So that didn't work. Then I have this one, which might be perfect. Oop. Safety pin over there. I could go with that one. Or let's try this. See, she's going to go now. I should have put food in her dish. She hasn't really, she doesn't eat a lot, and it concerns me. She likes her hard stuff, and I tried to get them on soft because I learned a lot about how hard food is not the best for them, that soft food, because they naturally they're not water drinkers. So this is super long, so I would have to trim some of it off, which is okay for me, because what I'll do is I'll use those pieces in, and yes, I do this too. Sometimes I always leave over the edge just so that I can trim that up, and I know it's long enough, because I'm terrible at measurement, so I rather give myself some extra. You can choose whatever. You don't have to do a wide lace if you don't want to. It's up to you. Okay, so we'll put that to the side. Whoop. Okay, and I could leave it that long, but I'm not. And I think I'm going to go right about there. Because when I trim this, the good thing is this is a nice piece. I can use that part in some of my scrappy lace. Perfect. Okay, perfect. In like a cluster type thing, a lace material and lace clusters. So it will not go to waste. Okay, now it's as simple as this. I just use this. Oop. I lose all these little lids for these. I just got to wait a second, and then I can't turn it upside down. And then I have to wait for the glue to make its way. It's funny, I find if it stays closed, if it gets harder, the biggest problem, and I got to get myself some bottles. When I go to Ontario in next week and we're out, I'm going to see about the Dollar Tree there. Our Dollarama doesn't have them. And she's back. Sometimes she'll rest at this time of day, but she's a little anxious the past few days. I don't know if I haven't taken my suitcase out yet. I kind of wait on that so that their anxiety, they're very attached to me, and they drive my friend crazy because he takes care of them for me, changes their litter, feeds them, and they have free range of upstairs. Jacob thinks Boo Boo belongs to him and Pika is mine, because Pika does not really let Jacob pet her. She's a very jealous cat, and so she didn't like the idea of when Jacob came along. But if he's sleeping, she'll go up and sniff him and look at him closely, but if he's moving, she's not having anything to do with it. And they've had a few fights, the two of them. Well, he wanted in my bed, she didn't want him in the bed, so she swat him. It was hard enough to scare him good, but I had warned him twice before he went and did it again. I said, don't go in the bed. Pika's having her nap, and she thinks is her bedroom. And Pika let him know she was not thrilled with the situation at all. Boo Boo, he can lay almost on top of Boo Boo. Boo Boo won't move. She'll fight for her spot. So there we go. There's the lace. Now you could add even a little, if you have a little strip of pink and wanted to add some more pink to it, you could do that as well. I find my glue, it never looks as nice when the glue is still wet. Once the glue is dry, it looks a little bit better. And again, now we have a little more room. All right, so I had, where's that paper? I had to move everything because of Miss Thing. And I thought some of this might work on it, so I'm going to just cut them out really quick. I just took them into this Photoshop thing I use. It's not a very good Photoshop thing. These two are part of, I think, her freebies in her Ko-Fi. I can't remember. I should have written it down. But I took a tag and made it, chopped off the top of it and made it smaller. And it still might not be too much. It might not stand out well enough. No, it doesn't. So we'll just put that. That I can use in a cluster. There'll be lots of things I can use it in. I'm not worried about that. Because she put like a nice little, maybe what I'll have to do is just take off the top of it. Because I can't cover the place that we put it into. Because what she did is she kind of did a mini collage here, but she had a nice, which I'm thinking maybe I'll do that. I think I know what I'm going to do. And again, I won't waste that. I'll use that. So I'm not worried about that. And I think I have to take a little of this music page off to get it to fit in here. Maybe a little touch more. A little touch more. Don't want to go too small. Oh, we still got to go down a tiny bit. There we go. Lots of little pieces here. And then what I think I'll do further on this, where's my little mini scissors? Here they are. They're buried. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this little rose, and I'm trying to, before I go away, I'm trying to get a few things done. I've got a few orders I've got to finish from my store, get those done up. I have a journal I need to finish for a client. I got a lot on the go. So I'd instead just, hey, she's taking my, I'm going to ink this up a little. Glue stick. I think these are really cute. And they're great to put, like if you're doing a loaded pocket, to put into a loaded pocket. A great little happy mail. Is that okay? I just want to make sure I'm not, nope, it's fine. Okay. Then I'm going to take my word. And my flower, I think. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. There we go. And these words I bought from Rachel just now. I'm always just looking for single good words, and a lot of times I get a lot of words that I don't use, and this is a good set. This is the smaller, and then she has big. And right now she has 40% off in the store. So there's 3 pages of that, and it cost me $2. That's Canadian. Uh-oh, I got a sliver or something. What is that? What it is this wood. Hopefully I got that out. Even my hands right now, you'll see, they're really cracked up and sore. And fingernails are dirty. That's because I've been using the ink. And it always makes my nails dirty when I've been inking. And I kind of want to put my label towards the top of that line. And because of this, I might end up cutting another flower and doing something along there too. I mean, it doesn't have to be fully covered. There we go. And there we go. And again, you could, if you wanted to, put something here, but that's how I'm leaving it. And that's the little tablet. So it's got a little writing space. And it pops nicely into a pocket. So it can go in a pocket on its own, simply. Or like, for instance, where I made this little double pocket, it would look really cute sitting here. So there we go. A little pocket. Or if it had its own little side, you could maybe put a tab on this if you wanted to and put it, and then just you can use them in different ways. All right. So that is Rachel and Bella's little tablet on day 69 of her 100 days. I will have the video below. Her 100 days is really good. There's a lot of things. I watched yesterday's too, and I loved it. It's just, I don't have all the pieces, so I'm going to make some of my own pieces. She uses a beautiful kit. Unfortunately, right now, that kit is a little more out of my price range right now and my budget. I'm trying to save money for going thrifting when I'm home. But I put that in my wish list for kits, and she uses some of the pieces from it called Journey in Time. And I forget the name of the Etsy shop. So what we're going to do is I like to make scrappy pads, and I make them in many different ways. I have some scrap papers here and I like to use double-sided. Other people don't mind. I do. And then I've got this pink that I thought might be nice, and some of that left over. And what is this underneath here? Oh, two of them didn't get covered, so I'll have to do, and one of these is going to go in the actual journal, fold it, because I really like that pink. So we have that to use if we need to. And Pika is in my way. Nothing new. So I'll show you a couple of them that I have. Just let me pop in this journal. I know I have one sitting here that I just paper clipped in. And it's just that, and I forgot to bring some of those. You could use a staple if you want. You can do that too. But that kind of lets you maneuver it. And I make, I know there's one in here. No, that's a tag. Maybe I don't have one in here. I thought for sure I did. Okay, I've only got one in there. But I'll show you. I made this style too of a scrappy pad. And this I got from 507 Willow House Journals, and I thought it was so cute. And just, I loved it. And maybe not so easy to write in, but I mean, I didn't fold it because, you know, but you could put a line there, or you could take it out, write, and then clip it back together. But we're not going to make that one today. I will do that another day. And unfortunately, I don't have one of those other pads handy. And another couple styles we'll work on are like this. And you can make them different sizes. You can use, that bent over. I have scraps, so you do them. You can have lace. And I tied this one with just some lace. This one I just used a tag and then made so there's different ways you can do them. Like you could put an actual tag in it, and they can be whatever size you want. Those are just a few. I have more of them. That's just a few. I don't know why I have them in that container. Normally I have a box they go in. Hey, you behave yourself. So I did a couple things because I knew I wanted to make a couple of styles. So I'm going to first cut this out. Now I did this because a lot of times I'll just use whatever's on hand, but because I'm making the journal, I wanted to do my scrappy pads for this journal to tuck in different places later. So it doesn't matter. I could go along and tear this up and make it less. I'm going to take this. This is one of her full-length digitals. I think I might have one here of that scenery. Let me see. So I can actually show you the size of it. And no, I don't. Why I thought I did, I don't know. But I was sure I did. Anyways, because I'm trying to decide which ones I want in. I haven't. Oh, maybe I do. Maybe I lied. Oh, yes. This is a different one. This has got the house. This has got the bridge. So that's the actual size of it. So I shrank it down. So basically, it's my front cover. So we're just going to make some scrappy pads, different styles. See what I'm going to check how much time we have left. Let me put my glasses down. Oh, we're at 33 minutes, so that's good. We might be able to get a couple of these done. And this is where, if you have, these are actual scraps I do have left. So, and they're all various sizes. Some of these are left from making the folded over papers just now from actual real tea-dyed paper. So I have different sizes here and different types. So in here, what I like to do is I like a lot of different sizes. And sometimes I'll even, because this has got a little bit of a white trim on the top, and I don't want to make it any narrower. So grab whatever scraps you have. If you don't mind them having white on the back, that's fine. I have done it sometimes with it. I'm more of a color all sides things. In the last video, one of the videos, Donna asked me, why do you cover the back of a tag? You could leave that tag like that and just do that. When the paper I get from Michael's has gotten really thin. They're sold out. I'm out of cardstock, white cardstock, and the only place I can get it in this town is Michael's, and they're sold out. Even online, I can't seem to get that. And I don't, yes, it can be very pretty. I don't like it. I think when I cover the back with paper, for me, it feels like a more finished product. That is all. It is up to everybody, and that's one thing about Junk Journal. We look at each other's ideas, and we like to share our ideas, but at the same time, we also have our own way of doing things. Now, some people will just keep it all in. I'm not going to use this one because it's an awkward shape, but I will have some sticking out. I like that. And now I'm looking at my paper thinking I may not have enough big sheets for the notepad I'm making. I'm just folding this in half. My ruler. I actually want my 1 tear ruler. Well, 2 tear rulers because I like different edges in mine. So you can, Pika thought I was getting up, so she jumped down. So first I'm going to tear it here. And I'm going to try to tear that. The hard thing about when you go small, it doesn't always tear real well. Oh good, she's gone to play. So you can tear it up as much as you want. You can make it look however you want. My garbage can is so full. Where's my... Yes, I want this to go over a little, but not this much. So I'm going to just take and do that. Will I waste this? No, because this is going to become another notepad. And you're probably thinking, how? Very easily. And that's the one I wanted to show you in a book. And of course, I didn't have one. It wasn't in that book, that journal. I think I have. I thought I had one more piece of that long one, but that's okay. I had a paper clip here, and I don't think I used my paper clips up. Did I? Nope. So I'm just going to do that as I go. I might get some more narrow pieces like that. Okay, and yes, I will use all kinds of different sizes, different styles. I just don't have a lot of different style paper right now that is big enough for this. So let's go ahead, tear a little bit of this off. For this style, sometimes I do have bigger piece of scrap. I didn't go looking, and that's what I should have done. I was just going to make those tablets, and I realized, oh, why don't we do a scrappy tablets and scrappy pads and all that. So I kind of changed my mind, and I grabbed my little scraps, but when I made that digital, I needed one space. I never waste the space on my paper. So there we go. And again, this is going to stick out pretty far. Pretty far. So I might rechange that. Maybe not fold it down as much this time. Am I worried about the lines? No. What I'm trying to do is, if I would have just tore there, we'll see how that turned out. And yes, I have fold lines in this. Again, it's a scrappy pad, but sometimes what I try to do is take a ruler, try to flatten them back out a little. They're not perfect, but that's okay. Because we tore this, you're going to have some white edges, so I'm just going to go ahead. And I'm not worried if they're completely straight, because technically it's kind of a scrappy pad. Mine are a little too many straight edges than I normally have. If you've seen some of mine, now maybe I should have left a little more pink, but that's okay. I can add another piece of pink in there without a problem. This and this is probably going to end up together. But do I have another piece of pink somewhere? That would be perfect if I did. I have this pink scrap. Well, it's kind of a pink and tea dyed because I accidentally dyed over it, so it became a scrap for what I was using it for. Actually, I wanted to, oh no, too late on that. I'll do that the next time. So you can see I'm not really being super careful. Whoop, nope, what are you doing, Pika? Jacob, what you banging, baby? Nothing. It's freaking Pika out. Go to the window, baby. See, and you can make it as many pages as you want, as big as you want. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 4 plus that. I don't want it too thick because, again, it'll be tucked into a pocket, right? So, you know, now this is where you could add a little something in here if you wanted to, but I think this cover is just beautiful as it is. So I probably wouldn't do anything to it. I wouldn't want to cover it. I'm just going to go along and ink this. And yes, I want it more pink showing because I want it to really pull that pink out. And that's how I'm leaving that. And again, if you have a sewing machine, it would be wonderful with a little stitch. Me, I don't have that, so we just pull out the handy little stapler. And there we go. These are great. They can go into a side tuck, into a tuck. I mean, it's great on its own. I love these. They're simple to make. And you have a little writing spot. And this is I did this with one of the digitals from Get On Chic, and these are just random scraps I have. We're going to put that in our pile of ephemera. Okay, now I started this one, so we'll go ahead and do this. So we're going to look at some different size paper. Oh, here we go. I'm going to pull this out because that is perfect for this. There we go. All those scraps there. Oh, here's another one that can go on that. And I'm just going to roll to the back and get my little push pins that I need to buy some. I need to have to look up. I forget where I got those. I'm starting to get low. I think I found those in the alley, so we'll need those. I've got snowflakes in there. Why I have snowflakes in there, I don't know. Well, they're snowflake push pins. Let's just take a couple of these out. Well, I didn't need that many. Wishful thinking that I get that many done. Okay. And now this one, the great thing with it, it can be all different types of sizes. Right? So that's what I like. And I like to off-center them too. And sometimes what I'll do, especially for the top, I don't care about the bottom, but because I want to make sure I get that paper to catch it, I can do this. Now, this is also a great time that I did this on purpose. I took this. I don't know if I'm going to use... When I did this, I purposely printed on the back so it wouldn't be plain. See which one I'll use. I'm just going to roughly cut them all out and then go from there. I need to pull out my little garbage can and sit it on my desk. I have a little desktop one. Probably wondering what the heck is she doing with those. Yeah, it's funny that I can't talk and cut. That's too funny. I just can't. All those. Let's put these scraps I'm not using to the side here. I lost a bit of space to Pika's bum. She's still with me. She hasn't left. She's determined to stay. Yes, she is. I didn't cut that really well. There we go. Okay. So we got more to cut out, but so for instance in here, I might want to pull in some of that beautiful green so I can do it like this. Right? I wished I had made this a little longer. And that's the same as I'm feeling like I need a long piece to the back of this. And I need to find... Oh, wait. Is this going to be long enough? Or is it going to be too long? Oop. Here we go. Oh, Pika, I need a ruler under your bum. Thank you. Thank you. She's like, what the heck? There we go. Sometimes what I do with this too is because I have my papers lined up, I'll kind of do that till I... Pika, you can't sit there, baby. You're getting ink on your tail. It's whenever Jacob sometimes gets a little louder, she gets a little more anxious. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Come on. Oh, I'm ready for her to knock a lot of things down. Let's go. Careful. Okay, I think that might be enough for this. The only thing I need to do, again, the white is really showing on these edges, so I'm just going to go. You could do this after. It doesn't matter how you decide you want to do it. This one's a little bit of a wider one. And I make these in many different sizes. And I think in this case, I'm going to use this. I need to put my glasses down. Do this. Makes it easier to fussy cut. Jacob, are you okay, baby love? Okay. What I need is a tea right now. I forgot to take something out for dinner, so I'm sitting here racking my brain for what I'm going to do for dinner. We might have chicken nuggets. I don't think I have any French fries, and I don't know if I feel like making homemade French fries. And I'm thinking a salad, and he has corn on the cob he loves, so it might be just a vegetable and chicken nugget night, which we do in this house sometimes. You don't always need but all that starches. Okay, so I'm going to use that. And yes, I'm going to keep that little scrap. Not that one. Take the eraser, the X-Acto knife out of my pile of garbage. Let's go ahead and just do this. Now, I might have made her too big. I might have to make... I'm trying to decide which one I will use. Ooh, but then you don't see any of the pink. But if I cut out the oval, so you wouldn't see any of all the other pretty papers, whereas if I put this to the top, you get to see all those pretty papers. Yeah. Just going to, when you're fussy cutting, sometimes you can't always get as close as you want. I sometimes do. I'm actually pretty good at fussy cutting. No, not when I first started, but I've gotten better. And so, basically, I didn't bring it with me, so I'm going to grab it. And I do not know where I had a sponge. It's actually a Stampin' Up thing, and I put it somewhere. So I'm going to just grab my mouse pad. It'll work. The sponge thing actually works better. And then I'm going to try to figure out where the center is. And you could put a little piece of lace on this as well. Nice little piece of pink lace might be pretty. But I want a certain, I don't know. There's one I'm thinking of that would look really nice, but I don't know which bin it is in. Oh, there goes my tool. It's always falling over because it sits where... I don't know where that one pink went. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to try to decide between two. And you can put them whatever way you want. You could... The ones I chose would not look good lengthwise because of the scallop on them. But I'm just thinking... if I do it like Just seeing what happens if it's just pinned there. How much is it going to hang? It's going to hang too much, I think. See, this is where if you had a sewing machine, you could also sew along here. But, little Magoo. He's banging his chair against the table. But I just don't want the table all scratched up. Right, like that. Or no, you can't see the rose with that. So that one's a no. I want to be able to see that beautiful rose. And that. This, I've been savoring it because I don't have any more of it. I love it. I bought it, this one and that one. I bought it from a lady here in Canada. I would buy more lace from the States, but with the exchange rate, and then because we pay PayPal, the charge on it, it becomes so expensive. It's crazy. Well, it's because the Canadian dollar isn't very strong right now. We're going to see how it works. The only way we'll know what it, and if it doesn't work, we just cut it off. We not cut it off, take it off. It's not a permanent thing, so we'll see how it goes. We'll just try it, guys. And that's why we're not, because I'm overthinking it. Okay. This doesn't matter when punching my hole. Let's get this. Glasses down. You want to bring it a bit from the top so that it doesn't tear. And because I don't have a good spongy pad, I want to make sure I've gone through. Now I'm going to bring in lace. We're going to see if this works or not. Only problem is now I can't see. This may not work, guys, because I can't see to measure it straight. Now this, all I have makes it a little small, so sometimes I have to do them each individually. But I always, and I had to repoke that hole because it was too close to the top, and we would end up, that's not bad. It could have been over a little bit more, but it's not bad. Okay. Close it. It's a scrappy pad, so it doesn't really matter, right, guys? There we go. We'll see if I keep that. I don't know if I'm going to end up keeping that. There we go. Because I need to trim it a bit. There we go. A little scrappy pad. And you can get it as tight as you want. There we go. And then you can write on either side. You flip it, or you flip it this way and you write just how it goes. Or you can take the papers out and write on them. There we go. Little scrappy pad. Now, let's see if we can do this one really quickly. Let me peek at the time. Ooh. We've only got 7 minutes. So, this one I usually sometimes on a pocket. Let's just show you here. I'll add a little pocket here, and I'll slide, especially when I've got a long pocket, I'll slide it in there. I'll have a little card that sits on the outside and the pages go in. So that's what we're going to do right now. I've got enough papers here. If I want it to almost feel like I want a little pink in there. Let's pull that, see if I did that right. I won't be able to. Let's see how quickly I can throw this one together. Oh, my nose is itchy. I think I'm going to sneeze. What is it that they say that if your nose is itchy, you're going to come into money? I wish. After I've done this, I'm going to have a tea. Yes. And I think I might put that to the back. Where do I want it to the front. I think I'm going to leave it to the front, but I'll have to shorten it some. I'll probably make it a little shorter. Only because that way. Okay, and then different ways. I don't think I have a picture long enough, guys. That's my problem. So I need a tag, and this is too long. I need a mini tag here, and I don't have one. Ooh, let me go into my baskets here. Do I have a mini tag in here? Oh, I don't. I want to take that out because I was looking for that yesterday. I don't have a mini tag, do I? No. Oh, darn it. I can't show you this one. Maybe when I redo the video, I will show you. Oh, I don't think I've got a mini tag in here, do I? Well, sort of, but it's not the one I would use because it's too, this doesn't suit it. It needs to be a little longer, but I would put, or I put a longer image. I wished I had one to show you. I will finish this one up and show you what it looks like. Unfortunately, we are out of time. So I will finish this up and I'll make sure I show you on my next video. All right, guys, I want to thank you for joining me. As you can see, I'm leaving Rachel's and Bella's stuff all right here because I'm going to probably do a second video tomorrow where we'll finish this up and we'll make some more ephemera. All right, make some pockets and tags and keep going on this. All right, thank you for joining me today. And again, this is Get Your Chic On for Rachel and Bella. Amazing digitals, and right now she has 40% off in her shop. The link will be below. As well, if you would love to support me, you can check out Purple Hearts Creations by Chrissy for what I sell. You have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.